Hey everybody, Shaq here, back with another video specifically for the warriors looking to play hardcore WoW Classic. Now in this video we're going to quickly touch on what professions I recommend using after playing and dying on many warriors. If you haven't already, make sure to check out my video on helping you pick the right spec to level as warrior. I'll link it in the description, or maybe I'll do a pop-up on the top of the screen here, so you make sure to find that as well. But anyways, let's jump in. What professions should you use as a warrior in hardcore WoW Classic? Now what I'm going to do is break this down really into 4 tiers, right? S tier, as you can see on screen, aka what I recommend the best, A, B, and then everything else, because I think these are pretty defined for warriors in HC. If you have any thoughts or other opinions, obviously let me know in the comments. Now first, let's start with the S tier. Having played probably 15 to 20 plus warriors and dying in a whole range of levels, I think that far and away the top choice for professions for warrior is going engineering and mining. All right, now this is maybe not a surprise to many, because engineering is kind of the designated favorite for most classes. Not every, but for most classes, engineering is very strong in hardcore. Why? Because of things like bombs, more specifically target dummies, right? Which is basically a get out of jail free card. Now, what's the biggest downside of playing a warrior is you don't really have those get out of jail free card abilities, right? You don't have a bubble, you don't have a heal. So what I find is warrior is not very forgiving, meaning having some of those extra oh crap buttons, like the target dummy, the AoE stun from the bombs, the little bonus from having the goggles, even though it's smaller early on, these things can help. But it's really the target dummy, I think, that's the X factor, making engineering and mining far and away, maybe not far and away, but quite clearly the #1 choice to make if you're trying to level a warrior in hardcore. All right, so choice #1, I highly recommend it, engineering and mining. Now choice #2, A tier. A tier means this is still quite good, and you wouldn't be crazy to make this pick, right? This used to be my favorite pick. And before dragging this out any longer, I'm going to say that this is herbalism and alchemy. Now, why do I say this? I used to go herb alch for the first probably 5+ warriors that I played. Why? Because it's pretty easy, right? It's pretty easy to level up. You just kind of make the highest potions and elixirs that are going to level you up. A lot of the elixirs give you really good stats for warrior, right? HP 5 and agility and, extra health and extra armor and all that stuff. Warrior makes pretty good use of all of it. It's pretty easy to do, right? You get a bunch of health pots, or I should say you're never short on health pots, right? So this is a pretty safe choice, right? You can't really go wrong with herbalism alchemy. The reason why I think it's not in the S tier with engineering and mining is because if I think back to the many deaths that I've played and had on warrior, specifically with herbalism alchemy, I can think back and say, if I had a target dummy, I probably would have survived that, but like the extra few stats from the elixirs didn't really make a difference, right? Because when you die in HC, it's usually not by like 1 hit point, right? It's like an overpull or something big where having an extra few HP 5 or an extra 50 armor probably isn't the difference, right? Whereas if you have that target dummy, that could be a game changer, that could save a death, right? So on average, herbalism alchemy you might benefit from more, right? By having all those elixirs pumping, all the health pots pumping. But when crap hits the fan and you want to save a life, I think engineering is much stronger than herbalism alchemy. The other quick note I'll make is that I find even without alchemy, it's easy enough to have enough health potions in the game in general, like just picking them up and quest rewards and from chests. So for that reason, I found that having unlimited health pots from alchemy wasn't really all that valuable because you tend to have enough of them anyways. Now B tier, this is more of like a special shout out, especially for those of you who might want to go like the solo self-found, or you kind of like, maybe RPing a little bit, right? Is we can put blacksmithing and mining, this is clearly below the S and the A tier because it's simply just not as good, right? I don't think any of the gear that you might benefit from making and blacksmithing it's number one, can be tough to make. It can be tough to level up. It can be tough to keep blacksmithing leveled with you as you're going up and up. So it is clearly, I think, below Herb Alch in terms of quality and obviously engineering mining, but I throw it in there. Some people enjoy it, right? Like I said, for the RP purposes, maybe being able to make like an early green weapon can be nice. So again, if you're just going for the experience, you're not looking to hack, or you're not looking for like the hackiest, min-maxy way, have some fun with blacksmithing and mining. Those are the top three. I think everything else is pretty much not worth mentioning, right? So I don't want to extend this video for no purpose, right? As a warrior in hardcore WoW Classic, I think far and away your best choice is engineering mining in the S tier. I think Herb Alch is a strong choice, right? I don't think that you're making a terrible decision by doing it, but I don't think you're making the optimal or best decision by picking Herbalism Alchemy. I think if you want to give yourself the best chance at getting to 60, engineering mining is the way to go. Blacksmithing gets a quick kind of special shout out, right? Just for the RPing, it can be kind of fun to do the solo southbound. Hey, I want to make my weapons, I want to make my gear, could be kind of cool. But again, keeping in mind that is not optimal. So anyways, that's my opinion, right? Just opinions. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Maybe you've tried something else that's kind of quirky that ended up working well. Maybe there's some new metas now that we have official Blizzard servers. Things are a little bit different. Maybe it's easier to get blacksmithing supplies on the auction house, so things are a little bit easier. I don't know, right? Maybe I'll have to update this down the road. It'll be interesting to find out. Let me know in the comments. Would really appreciate if you can like the video. If you like the video, it just helps support the channel. Again, if you haven't yet, check out my which spec should I use as a warrior in hardcore WoW video below, and make sure to subscribe for future videos. And if you have any suggestions for other videos or topics or questions like these that you'd want me to answer, let me know in the comments. That's always interesting as well. Thanks again for tuning in, and hope to see you in the next video.